should be accessible to a non-Nintendo fan, especially if it wants to make $1 billion. But I do love Illumination movies. I watch The Grinch every year. I love Illumination films. I think they're fantastic. And the trailers for this have been very bright and fun. Plus, I've been really getting into Universal Studios Super Nintendo World. Like, I haven't had a chance to go there, but I've watched all the videos. I'd like to go there. It looks like a good time. So I'm like, this seems fun. Everybody's so excited for Super Nintendo World, for this movie, right? And who doesn't love a party? I'm like, I want to be in here too, everybody. Move over. So I was very excited for my press screening. I was like, oh boy. So there were about 40 of us in the basement of AMC Lincoln Square, and they gave us free snacks. Yummy. And it was very nice. I had a great seat, wasn't too crowded. I had like my space. I was set. I was like, oh boy. But then the movie started, and again, out of like 40 of us critics, it was a critics-only screening. The all media is tonight. It was a critics-only screening, and I would say out of 40, maybe 2 people were enjoying and laughing at the movie. They were having a good time, though. Maybe you're one of those 2. But the rest of us just sat there in stony silence, just waiting for the movie to end. You were like, oh, whew. I mean, I also was not only not enjoying it, but I was shocked that I couldn't get into the movie. I was like, how is this bad? I haven't had this hard a time watching a movie since DC Super Pets. I would describe both of these movies as torture to sit through. Whew. And I like comic books. I like mythology. I get into stuff. I'm open to getting into new fandoms. So the fact that I was like, make it stop, was pretty bad. Although I wanted to walk out of DC Super Pets, as I told you. And the only reason I stayed was because, again, I'm reviewing it. I'd love to be able to say, hey, it gets really good. Narrator, it does not. And also the visuals here were pretty good. And I really like Anya Taylor-Joy's Princess Peach and Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. So, it wasn't quite as bad as Super Pets, but it was close. It was bad. But speaking of the amazing visuals, Super Mario Brothers is available in 3D. And if you like 3D and you're willing to pay a couple of extra bucks for it, you might want to consider it. Also, maybe as a safety net, because the movie's so bad, at least you'll have peak visuals. Particularly the Mario Kart sequences. When I was watching those, I was like, wow, I bet these would look pretty good in 3D. I mean, I think the movie's actually been made to be seen in 3D. I think they should be advertising that more. Like the rainbow road gets all swirly, and then the camera starts swirling, and you're like, oh, this is cool. And I did feel, I was like, oh, why aren't I watching this in 3D? Now, as I said, I've been able to get into other mythologies, but I just couldn't get into this movie despite being a ready and willing participant. I was like, come on, Nintendo World, indoctrinate me. So I thought about it, and I saw it last night, and I've been like, why couldn't I get into this movie? And this morning, eureka, it clicked, and I realized the problem. The Super Mario Brothers movie, this latest one, of course, they did the live action one many years ago. But while this is supposed to be an origin story where Mario and Luigi do discover the Mushroom Kingdom for the very first time, I didn't even know it was called the Mushroom Kingdom. I had to look it up. It's not even made clear in the movie. But the movie is written for fans fans only.
No. I am like 103% sure that the Mushroom Kingdom was stated by its name. It was stated. What? You're lying. You are lying. The Mushroom Kingdom was stated by name in this movie. I am pretty sure it was. I am pretty sure it was. Hold on, yeah, I think it was. Because I think, like, in the sequence where I think they made Cranky Kong, or I think that's Cranky Kong in this movie, I think he directly mentions Mushroom Kingdom. So you're talking out of your ass. What are you talking about? What? Okay, just keep going.
The thing is explained to the audience. Not the world, not the characters, not the circumstances, and not even really the point. Now, some of you might be like, good, I'm a fan, and I just want to get to it. I mean, there's nothing to get to, but, a good screenwriter, screenwriting, it's always been disrespected in Hollywood, but this is like, it's at its lowest point right now. Like, a good screenwriter can make this fun for everyone, right? This is like Nintendo Easter egg the movie, the opposite of Andor. This is just all Easter eggs. You just choke on them. It's too much candy. After a brief opening, which is very Illumination, it seems more Illumination than Nintendo, you could be watching a scene from Sing or Secret Life of Pets, quite frankly. But then after that, there's like no story. Well, and what little story they do have, I found a couple of things. One was confusing.
What are you talking about? No story. Did you not? Did you fall asleep in the part where Mario and Luigi get separated? And how one of the biggest plots of the movie is Mario trying to get back home and find Luigi, and help Princess Peach defeat Bowser. Did you fall asleep throughout the whole movie? Did you fall asleep? Just say you fell asleep. Just say you fell asleep, honestly. Because if you're saying that this movie has like no exposition or no story, then I think you're on drugs or something.
Like, why don't any of the other humans look like Mario and his family? And why is the human world super realistic yet full of cartoon-looking characters? I was like, that's weird. The animation, though, again, is stunning. And some of the backgrounds...
It's the human world, you dildo! And what are you talking about, cartoony characters? It's animated. It's animated. If we're in the real world, it's supposed to be the real world, you dildo. Why do you think we start the movie in Brooklyn? It's a real place in New York. That's where Mario and Luigi live in. They're meant to be real humans. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Oh my God. I've never seen a review more bullshit in my life. This is so horrible.
Looked almost real. But again, that was so bizarre that there were cartoons running around in there. Back to the story, I would also say it's a little disturbing. Because apparently in the games, Bowser, I had to look it up, Bowser is obsessed with Princess Peach. And has been for a very long time. But in today's marketplace, post-Me Too, to hear Bowser declare that he's going to ask Princess Peach to marry him, which apparently isn't a spoiler, because I looked it up and it happens in the games all the time, but he's like, I'm going to ask Princess Peach to marry me, and like his little sycophant sorcerer is like, what if she doesn't want to? And he's like, then I'll destroy her kingdom and kill everyone she knows. And you're like, wow, that's stalker behavior. And I would say, kind of makes this not appropriate for children, quite frankly.
It's Bowser!
In fact, I would...
It's fucking Bowser. It's Bowser. What do you expect? It's Bowser. Oh. And plus, Bowser has loved Princess Peach since the very beginning. And plus, the only real time we see him try to actually marry Peach is in Mario Odyssey. Every other time he just simply kidnaps her so that way he can have company with her and just, love her and all this other bullshit that he does with her. But the only time that he actually tries to marry her is in Mario Odyssey. What the fuck are you... And it's Bowser. Of course he wants to destroy things. He's the king of the Koopas. He's the opposite. He is the king. He's the royal Koopa king. What are you...
Argue that most of the movie is about who's going to date Princess Peach. And that's it. My jaw was on the floor. I'm like, is that really what this movie is about? That is a really outdated story. I think fans and just moviegoers in general, and everybody associated with this film, deserve more. And it's a shame, because Jack Black does a fantastic job as Bowser. You can't even recognize that it's Jack Black's voice. Then Bowser sings, and you're like, oh yeah, he's voiced by Jack Black. And you still can't tell that it's Jack Black. And I think that the talent is definitely here. It's really just the script. So Jack Black was fantastic. Also, in an effort to move away from speaking of disturbing, I would also classify this movie as a little offensive, because instead of doing the Italian accents, ironically because they were worried about being offensive, instead they decided to give everyone a variation of a New York accent, which again I found kind of offensive. What? It's like everyone's either in good...
Bitch! Most of the people who live in New York are Italian.
And
But
by the way, Mario and Luigi are actually Japanese, not Italian, Grace.
yeah, exactly. And the like I was like technically they are actually Japanese because they were created by Japanese people. But at the same time though, it's in the context of they live in New York specifically in this area right here. Most people who live in this area are Italian, and plus they don't give Mario and the like Japanese voices.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they were born and raised here in New York, they're not gonna have New York accents. Are you fucking stupid? Do you not understand how accents work? Like, do you not understand the concept of having an accent? That's like being mad at someone for having a French accent if they were born in France. Like they're supposed to have a French accent. They were born and raised in France, you dildo. This bitch is fucking dude. This bitch is fucking retarded, dude. It's blowing my mind how little about the whole universe and context. I'm mystified.
Goodfellas or a Woody Allen movie, because and not just in the New York scenes, by the way. Mario and Luigi live in New York City, but you're like when you get to the Mushroom Kingdom, Donkey Kong Land is the same way, and so you're just kind of like, why would you make that choice? Like, why do you think that's somehow not offensive and the Italian thing would be? It's just crazy. The movie also leans really heavily on classic hit songs, a little bit the way Guardians of the Galaxy has done. And it gets your blood pumping. It's not a bad strategy. But here it's very poorly executed. Like everything, just when you're like, okay, now we're cooking, it peters out. And they're like, okay, we're done. And you're like, oh, you promised me a fun jam. Like when they start to make the Mario Karts and one of the Kongs is like puts on his shades and he's like, what do you want me to do for you? But he just says it with a nod and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And it seems like it's going to be awesome. The music starts, they turn up the volume, and then they're done. And I was like, I guess if you've ever built your own Mario Kart, you'd be like, oh, cool, it's just like the game. But as someone who has never built a Mario Kart, I still have not had the pleasure of the experience. But I did really like Anya Taylor-Joy. She is
Dude, she just showed a picture of you customizing your card in Mario Kart 8. That's what they do. They're crafting their card like it's in Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 because you can customize your fucking card. Oh my god, I am legit rage quitting right now. This bitch is so fucking stupid. This dude, I am so livid right now, dude. The fact that she doesn't even understand the actual references they're doing here, it's literally blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind, dude. What the fuck?
Always a delight as an actress on screen, but it turns out she has a great voice for animation as well. And she's a great sport. Look what she wore to the premiere for the movie, a variation on Princess Peach's Mario Kart outfit. I thought that was great. I am a little tired, though, of girl power for the sake of girl power characters. Like, if you're not going to fully develop them, I just get frustrated because I know...
Oh wow, that sounds familiar. Maybe you should have criticized the Disney Star Wars trilogy for that, Grace. But you didn't, did you? Of course you did, because you're a fucking shield for Disney. You fucking cunt.
And plus, Princess Peach actually had development. And plus, this is one of the only rare times that in any Nintendo product, Peach has actually stood up for herself. Because, Nintendo were trying to do things a bit differently here. And plus, this is a separate canon from the Mario games.
Cough, Cuphead.
Exactly. Like, yeah. Are we not allowed to have Princess Peach stand up for herself? Are we not allowed to, have that? Like, that is so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, that's actually a good thing that we have a version of Peach that stands up for herself. Because it shows she's not just a damsel in distress. That she can actually fight for herself. And she's actually a developed character.
Yep.
Certain groups are going to complain. And, you know, you should have justification for things. It's like, if you're not going to do it right, don't do it. And again, she's all girl power, but yet the movie is just about who she's going to date. She's a princess in name only. I didn't see her make any rules or control the kingdom or anything. You know, she just kind of went on a date with Mario, and Bowser was really jealous about it. And you're like, is this really what this movie is about?
Did you not see the part where she was telling all the toads that she had a plan to try and be allies with the Jungle Kingdom? Does not so you're telling me that whole scene where she toads on what to do and how to stay behind and watch the kingdom until she comes back, and how she tries to maintain allies with the Jungle Kingdom? Are you telling me that she wasn't running the kingdom when she did that, or how she told Toad to evacuate everybody when Bowser was coming? Like, what are you talking about? You are so full of shit.
Keegan-Michael Key's voice is also unrecognizable as Toad, which is a shame. I love Keegan-Michael Key. But Toad is adorable, and he serves as a good ad for his new restaurant at Universal Studios. In fact, I wish he'd done more cooking. I was like, oh, that's why he has a restaurant. That's great. That's awesome. What are you making? There was one quick moment where I can't do a spoiler review for this movie because I still can't really tell you what happened in it. But there was like one distraction, and I felt like they didn't even do that right. I was like, tell them that there's good food back there, Mario. Why do you be like, hey, he's cooking up something back there. I was like, that's clearly the move. All right, so speaking of Mario, how's Chris Pratt? Everybody wants to know, how's Chris Pratt? Well, he's doing a thick New York accent, so he doesn't sound too much like Chris Pratt. I mean, occasionally you're like, oh, there he is. And Chris Pratt, by the way, outside of the controversy that surrounds him, he's a very...
Chris Pratt's one of the most recognizable voices ever. How can you say that his voice doesn't sound recognizable when you clearly tell that his voice is... Plus, having a thick New York accent, that's the point, because in this universe, Mario and Luigi are from New York. And plus, dude, you know what Chris Pratt sounds like? You were able to easily identify him in the movie, right? You were able to recognize him, right?
Yeah.
See? So what the fuck is she talking about? Dude, that's almost like saying that if she watched the Sonic movies, she's saying that's almost like saying that Jim Carrey in the Sonic movies is unrecognizable. Because he's putting on like a voice in a show for Dr. Robotnik, and I'm like, it's fucking Jim Carrey. That's the point of him. He's supposed to be all wacky and fun. Do you not want him to be that way? Dude, this review is making my brain have an aneurysm.
A very likable actor, and he does a good job in that regard with the emotion and all that stuff. He certainly is able to deliver in that capacity. But again, the script is so awful. Mario and Luigi's relationship just seems really forced. It's like screenwriter Matthew Fogel, who should never work again, saw
What are you saying? They sound so forced. They're brothers. They're fucking brothers. And plus, it's in the games. It's been confirmed that Mario and Luigi have a super healthy relationship together. So what are you saying? It sounds so forced. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that when it's been confirmed and brought over from the games that Mario and Luigi have such a strong brotherly friendship? Do you want them to hate each other? Why are you saying this? I know I'm making you pause this a lot, but it's because I have to talk about her bullshit. I'm getting voice cracks.
It's fine. It's fine, dude. It's fine.
This bitch. Dude, ain't no way. No fucking way.
He's done a couple of stuff for Illumination. That's about it. It's like he saw Frozen and decided to do the male version of Elsa and Anna, but none of the work to make it work. And since they insisted on putting Mario in the real world, so to speak, why do he and Luigi wear those funny outfits and gloves? I was like, you guys look ridiculous. I mean, none of it made sense. Nothing in the movie made sense, so it was hard for me to get into any of it. Speaking of Mario and Luigi, though, Charles Martinet, he had a nice cameo. He is the OG and current voice of Mario and Luigi in the games, and a lot of fans were disappointed he's not voicing them here. But even I was like, oh, that's Charles Martinet. That's awesome. And I think it was a very nice thing to do for him. He showed up, I think, twice. Showed up like twice. Very, very briefly, but it was cute. Even the action sequences aren't that exciting. There's like no suspense. It's just like, oh, hey, look, it's like the game. But you never really feel like you're running any of the gauntlets yourself. You still look like you're watching the game screen instead of being put into the action. That's the whole benefit of making it a movie. And then, when could Mario turn into a cat? I guess, like, if you're into furries, that would...
Pause it. Did she just ask, when did Mario become a cat?
Yup.
It's in fucking Super Mario 3D World, you dildo! It's... Oh. Bro, I am rage quitting so hard right now. Because there's been a game. Mario and everybody else. It's called the Super Bell. It's called the Super Bell, you idiot. It's the power up where you turn into a fucking cat. Now, bitch, and all that shit. It's the fucking Super Bell. What's next? You never heard of an ice flower or a tanuki leaf or a fire flower? Like, what's next? You never heard of a mini mushroom? My head, I swear, my head is hurting.
Works, and maybe that'll play really well in Asian markets. I know they love cats over there, like love cats. But I just felt it robbed Mario of a lot of his personal dignity. I was like, don't do that to Mario. Where's Mario's agent? There are also 2 end credit scenes, but they're not really noteworthy. One's comedic. The second one tries to set up a potential sequel. They're like, oh, if we make another one of these, this character's going to show up. Get excited. But that character kind of showed up earlier in the film in the background in a way, like at least a variation of them. I spotted him. And this end credit scene is so quick that it's hard to get super excited unless you're just so excited about that character. Just like the mere tease or mention or like blip of him is enough. So yeah, this is a mess. There's no story. Nothing's explained to newbies like myself. It's kind of offensive. And none of the animation styles fit together because I guess maybe they're different games. I mean, I guess it looks this way in Mario Kart, right? But from a story perspective, it just did not work for me. I have never seen an Illumination misfire this bad. In fact, I don't think they've ever misfired. This is not only the worst movie they've ever made, but in my opinion, the only bad movie they've ever made. And maybe what's different here, it's because Nintendo was so involved creatively, as you can see from the credits when you watch the movie. I guess it doesn't always work out, like with The Last of Us. So that's my review of Super Mario Brothers. If you aren't a fan of the games, you've been warned. But maybe you need to go with somebody who is a Nintendo fan. It's going to be rough for you. I pity you. But just remember what good friend you're being. And maybe before the movie starts, ask your Nintendo fan friend to explain some of this stuff to you, which might make it a little less painful. But I'll be honest with you, I don't even really think your Nintendo fan friend is going to like this. Alright, so share your thoughts down below. Subscribe. I know a lot of you are going to have to see this to believe it. But I think most people are not going to. I think it's going to be like my screen. 2 out of the 40 really had a good time. And I don't know if they loved it even. But at least they were laughing and reacting. Alright, so share your thoughts down below. I don't even know if kids... Again, I don't even know if it's appropriate for kids, quite frankly. Alright, share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.
Dude, you can't see me right now, but I am like inches away from going full on Crocker mode where he does his spaz out attack. Dude, that might have been the worst review I have ever seen in my life. And this is saying someone. Both of us have looked at the stupid idiots who say that the Cuphead show is not good.
Yeah.
Or like it's not imaginative, dude. This is the worst review I have ever seen in my life. Like, dude, no joke. I'm so pissed by this that my head hurts. My head actually hurts right now from how pissed off I got with this bitch. Saying that it's inappropriate for kids. How even the Nintendo fans won't like it. How there's no story. How there's no like. How the post-credit scenes make no sense. Like, do you even know what a post-credit scene is?
Apparently not.
Dude, like, dude, I'm so pissed that my body is actually physically tired right now. That's how pissed off I am. I've never seen a review with such bullshit in all of my life. I have never ever seen a review so full of shit that I actually feel super offended by it. Because as for someone who knows Mario almost like the back of my hand, this has offended me so much. I am just so glad that you also do not side with this bitch. And you're someone who hasn't even played a Mario game before.
Exactly.
Like, dude.
This is the kind of stupidity I have to deal with when it comes to Disney Star Wars, and especially whenever they bash the prequels.
Okay, yeah, now I fully know how you feel now. Now I fully know your struggle. Like, now, yeah, dude, I see the struggle now. I see it. Do it.
You see it now, it's always been inside of you, now you feel so free.
Yes. Like, dude, this review, it literally made me tired. This review physically wore me out because of how fucking pissed I got. Because I feel like I think this is one of those really rare times where absolutely everything was wrong. Like, there was not a single, like, fucking, maybe the fact that she said that Chris Pratt was a great actor was right, because that's true. Chris Pratt is a great actor. He's really good. I love him. But other than that, everything else was like so catastrophically wrong. Like, that everything else was just so unbelievably wrong. Like, in my mind, dude. Like, this shit is so unbelievably terrible. Like, oh, holy shit! Like, yeah, dude, I see your struggle now when it comes to the Star Wars shills. I fully see your struggle. And the fact that she said that she wasn't a Nintendo fan, that was like that was the straw that was like the final nail in the coffin. Like, dude, you're someone who, despite not even playing a Mario game, still liked the movie, and you're completely open for me to show you more Mario shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like, no. Like, you're not like, no, I don't want to see anything related to Mario after this movie. No, you're more than fine of me trying to get you into Mario, and you're actually on board with getting into Mario since you're already into Sonic because of his movies. But despite the fact you again never played a Sonic game. So the fact that you're actually on board with trying to get into Mario, like how you've done with Sonic, and even though you've never played a Mario game, that says a lot. Unlike this bitch who apparently has not only never played a Mario game, but isn't even a Nintendo fan. That right there is a crime. That's a crime. To say that you're not a Nintendo fan, that just hurt. That hurt my heart. That hurt me. Like not playing a Mario game was one, but saying you're not a Nintendo fan, that actually hurt my heart. Like, I felt like someone like punched me right in the stomach or like right in the chest. Like, that shit hurt. And the fact that this bitch wants to say that Bowser was being like a complete stalker and how
he was literally the main villain of the movie.
He's the main villain in the franchise. Oh. And plus, it's Bowser. What do you expect? And the fact that she didn't even know what game it was that Mario can turn into a cat. Oh, dude, this whole review was just bull. This was one of the worst things I've ever seen ever in review history. This was one of the worst, if not the worst review I've ever seen.
Would you give this review a 0 out of 10, dude?
Dude, if I can go into the really low negatives, that I would give it that. I would give this dude, if there was such thing as a -0, that's what I would give it. Like a -0, even though that doesn't exist. But
Or how about this? -10?
Yes, -10. -10. -100.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you.
Dude, if I got this pissed over the Mario movie, Lord knows how I would feel if she said the same shit about Sonic 3.
Oh
Holy
boy.
shit, if she said this about Sonic 3. If she said this about Sonic 3, like how she did with this movie,